So have you been noticing something really weird about precious metals lately? Most people think of gold when they think of safe haven, but silver, it used to be boring, it used to be slow, it used to move in a range, and it had very low volatility. And honestly, it just wasn't worth watching. I know I looked at it for a little bit and then I stopped because I was trading the gold market. But somewhere over the past 6 months, maybe even track that back to a year, everything has changed in this market. Since then, silver has broken out of long-term ranges. It hit record highs. It delivered the volatility and the trading opportunities that we haven't seen in this market for years. And whether you're a trader who's looking for more momentum or an investor who is thinking more long-term, this shift is worth understanding. And today I'm going to walk you through 3 different ways to trade the silver market and what is really behind all the moves you've been seeing and what I personally see as an opportunity or a risk in order for you to determine if you want to add this to your portfolio. And this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm seeing in the market, and I want to share this information with you. And hey, if we haven't met yet, my name is LaKiesha. I spend a lot of time studying the markets, not from a reactive place, but basically just from a risk and opportunity and long-term positioning perspective when it comes to trading and investing. I trade, I invest, and I also teach people how to understand the market so they can make good decisions for themselves that is grounded in structure, data, and context, and not a whole bunch of other noise that you see out here. I want you to be able to make these decisions for yourself. And today we're going to talk about this one market that has shifted from being largely ignored to being structurally interesting lately, and that is silver. For decades, silver largely moved in very defined ranges. Sluggish, dull, and by trader standards, just not something worth looking at. But by 2025, this year, when I'm recording this, everything has changed, especially because silver prices have more than doubled year to date, even hit all-time highs above $75 per ounce in the spot market. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And it's not just a short-term spike. The 52-week moving average had expanded massively, around $28 to more than $80. And this is something that traders want to see. So you may be wondering, that's all good, but why is this moving in the first place? So the first is real world demand. So silver isn't just a shiny, pretty metal that I love, but it's used in everyday things like phones, solar panels, electronic cars, and even data centers. And as these things get built, silver demand keeps rising. And that makes it harder for the supply to keep up. And especially as we continue to develop and build the infrastructure for AI, it's going to increase even more. So that is another reason why silver is going up at this moment. So second is there's not enough supply. For many years, people have wanted more silver than what's actually being mined out of the earth. And the gap between what's needed and what's made puts pressure on prices. It's very simple. When something is harder to find, it usually costs more. So the third thing is the big picture in terms of the way money is moving. So when central banks lower interest rates, which we just saw a few weeks ago, people will worry about the currency and the value of the dollar in this situation. So they run to things like silver and like gold. And basically people may also run to having physical bars or coins or something like that because it can hold value when the paper money feels uncertain. And the fourth reason is global uncertainty. So when the world feels tense or maybe the US dollar moves a lot, investors want to move their money into metals. So that's why gold and silver, like I said before, tends to rise during unstable times. And people want a safe place for their money, typically called safe havens. The market is much, much smaller than gold, as you probably realize if you compare the prices of these two metals. However, that also means smaller buying and then selling can also move prices a lot. So silver can move faster, but it can also fall faster as well. So it's very price sensitive, and that's both exciting and risky at the same time. So one of the biggest things here I want you to take away is that silver is not like trading gold. The thing that makes it interesting and why it's so important to understand both is the opportunity and the risk. So with silver, you could potentially trade it with a smaller account size, but I'm also going to show you multiple ways to trade silver. And if you're interested in trading gold, then go ahead and check out the video here in the cards where I do break down multiple ways to trade the gold market if you're interested in that as well. But do that after you watch this video. So way number one to trade the silver market is the best way for traders and investors to get exposure to silver is trading through SLV. So this is going to be the iShares Silver Trust. And the reason why SLV matters is because you don't need to have a futures account. It trades like a stock stock. You can hold it in your IRA or other taxable accounts. It also reflects the price of physical silver minus some fees for this particular ETF. But basically, when you compare holding SLV to physical silver, physical bullion, which is also the other word for physical silver, is basically storage and security. You don't have to worry about storage and security costs when you just buy the ETF. And then SLV also gives exposure without trying to figure out where to move all of the silvers. And that's why I like these ETFs like SLV, and then there's other ones, please do your research, but SLV, because I don't have to worry about storing physical silver. I can just buy it and it's like a stock and I can just hold it in my portfolio. And this is also going to be really good if you're thinking about doing longer term holds rather than just intraday trades. I'm more so focused on swing trading in terms of holding this for some months, cashing out, and then moving on to maybe another opportunity inside of the market, either SLV or something else. So another thing, or a few other things I want you to know about SLV is that it's very liquid, so you can get in and out of the market typically, and then the price generally moves very similar to physical silver. We're going to talk about that shortly. And then last, the performance of silver has been dramatic this year, 90% year-to-date gain. So one thing to know about the SLV ETF is that it doesn't outperform silver, which we're going to talk about in a second. It just tracks it. So basically, your edge still comes from timing and conviction. So if you believe that this market is going to continue to push up, then it could be a good opportunity for you. That is how I'm treating this. And I'm more so leaning towards SLV. And I'm going to talk about the other things that I'm considering as well. Okay, so the second way to trade silver is through XAGUSD. No, not XAU, XAGUSD, the spot silver price against the US dollar. And this is where very active traders live. So the first reason is that there's tight spreads and real-time pricing. And second, it reflects the true market sentiment. There's generally no lag because it's essentially trading 24/5. And then it also works on Forex platforms, and it's much easier to trade than futures for many people. So I want you to think of XAGUSD as the pure expression of silver's price. If the sentiment turns bullish, then XAGUSD is going to reflect it instantly. And if it turns bearish, then it could fall faster than the ETFs. The ETFs generally move much more slowly. So just like any other market, you're going to need a trading plan, you're going to need defined entries and exits, and you're also going to need very strict risk management so that way you don't lose more than you intend to lose. So unlike SLV, you are in the raw spot price market and it's going to move. And you want to make sure that you are protecting your downside just in case something happens. So the third method of trading silver is silver futures. And the contracts are traded on exchanges like CME, like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So you may be wondering, if I got these other options, why would I even consider trading futures? And that is a very good question, because futures are the most direct way to trade silver. You have leverage, you have lots of liquidity, and then you also have precise exposure. So it's a lot more precise than the other methods I just talked about. So one of the other things to consider when it comes to trading futures, especially in the silver market, is that CME just recently raised its margin requirements because the volatility spiked. The market has been moving, and the fact that they increased their margin requirements shows you just how intense this market can get. So if you don't know what margin is, especially when you're trading futures, basically it's just the amount of money that you need to have in order to trade usually one contract of this market. And it's going to vary from market to market. So make sure you read the information from your broker to know exactly how much money you need to have in order to trade one contract. So one of the things that people really like about trading futures is that you have leverage and you have risk. So basically what this means is the more leverage you have, the more risk you could potentially take on, and that could be good or bad. So basically you can make more, but you can also lose more as well. And then also there's margin calls. So those can happen really fast in the futures market. Like I said, you need to have a certain amount in order to trade a certain contract inside of the futures market. And I want you to also understand that futures are not really for beginners. It's not beginner friendly. I've created a couple videos here on this channel talking about futures, so go ahead and search for those, and we will link one of them in the cards here so that way you could at least go through it and understand the differences. It'll be about the gold market. And for those who truly understand what they're doing, futures is going to be the way. way. If you're just getting started, please do not start with futures. It is going to be very confusing and you're just going to be like, forget it. And I don't want that for you. So the fourth way to trade silver is through silver mining stocks and ETFs. So basically, if you're looking to hold for a longer term, this may be something that could work for you. Remember, none of this is financial advice. This is just me sharing my research and things that I am considering for myself and my portfolios. So one of the things that traders tend to overlook, and that is instead of trading the actual metal itself, then you can trade companies that produce silver. So just for example purposes, we have silver mining stocks like Pan American Silver or First Majestic. These are not recommendations. These are just examples of companies, and there are a bunch out there. So please do your research. And you can also look at silver focused ETFs. We already talked about SLV, and then there are a bunch of other ones. So please do your research. So this all matters because even though the base metal, in this case, silver is moving, it can also move these other stocks as well. And maybe you don't want direct exposure to the silver market, then you could potentially check out some of these mining companies as well. They can offer dividends and growth exposure to producers. So if the price of silver rises, mining stocks can also rise faster because the profitability expands. And this is a core concept that helps to bridge trading and investing. So trading short-term, investing long-term if you decide to do so. So one thing I want you to really understand here is that you're not just trading price, you're also trading the business and the impact of price. So here's the real insight that I want you to walk away with here. Silver used to be a range bound, almost ignored, definitely ignored by me type of market because it didn't do anything. But when the markets moved out of ranges and broke new records, that all changed. Silver now has appeal in terms of economic uncertainty being a safe haven for some people. But volatility here is not a weakness. It's actually just a feature of small markets that move fast. You can have these really fast ramp ups and these really fast drops. And we've seen similar things in other markets like gold, which is a much bigger market. And we can keep going with example after example. But I want you to understand that silver is not moving because traders are bored and all of a sudden they want to start trading silver. It's moving because there are a lot of fundamentals that are intersecting right now. We have so many things that is happening inside of the market, so much uncertainty. And that is why silver moving the way it is right now and is causing the market to make new highs that it's never seen before. And also the price of silver almost double in just 1 year. So the next year will be very interesting to see. And I hope that this video provided so much context for you in order to make a decision as to whether or not you should be trading gold for yourself or investing in it for the long haul. So if you want to know what I'm doing, I want you to know for a fact that I am not rushing into this market. I am taking my time. I am looking at charts and analyzing just like I would any single market that I have talked about on this channel. I am watching technical levels, the economics, and I'm also looking at how markets respond to real demand and real changes that we're seeing every single day. And I'm also paying attention because the silver market has just been in a range for years and now it's breaking out, creating new highs. And if the markets decide to go quiet again, then silver could pull back and that could be totally okay, especially if I'm looking for a longer term position inside of the silver market. And if demand remains strong and there's more demand than supply, then we could see potential new highs inside of the silver market. And that's why I'm considering very small positions inside of a couple different silver markets. Like I said, I'm still researching some of the other ones, and I wanted to share this research with you so that way you could have a starting spot in order to understand silver. And I want you to be strategic about the decisions that you make, not emotionally, not going off of what everybody else is saying. This is just information for you to use for yourself as a starting point to research silver. So if you want more videos like this that's going to help you make better decisions on your own inside of the markets, then go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. And also, if you're looking for more support inside of your trading journey, then go ahead and click the links in the description box below where you can get help from me directly in the Profitable Traders Academy. And then I also want you to drop a comment in the comment section below. Which silver trading method speaks to you the most? Which one do you want to try? Is it SLV? Is it XAGUSD? Is it futures? Is it mining companies? What is it for you? I am very curious to know. And your answer tells me what kind of trader you are. So go ahead and drop that in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.